Good evening, good evening, good evening again, folks. Welcome to another episode of Spilling Tea. I'm your host, Tiffany Daniels. We are going back to that horrible world known as the JRC, but before we do, the usual disclaimers. If you are unfamiliar with the Stop the Shocks campaign or against the campaign against the troubled teen industry, you're going to find all the pertinent links right there in the description box. Please, in particular, take note of the article written by NeuroClastic, a small non for profit started by autistics for autistics. One second. In that article, they interviewed over 900 ABA professionals in regards to the JRC's so-called behavior modification program. The Judge Rotenberg Educational Center does not want you reading that article so much. They have threatened NeuroClastic with a defamation lawsuit. They did not remove it from the website. NeuroClastic has refused, folks, so you know the drill. Please read that article. Share it on all your social media. Also included is NeuroClastic's public statement regards to the defamation lawsuit threat, as well as a link to their GoFundMe. We are crowdfunding just in case the Judge Rotenberg Center actually sees through with their threat. Trigger warning 1 will be discussed places like the Judge Rotenberg Educational Center or Agape Boarding School for Boys. You're going to hear vivid descriptions of and catch clips of surveillance footage of people with mental health issues and disabled people being tortured and abused. If you got young ones present, please go ahead and utilize the headphones. Trigger warning number 2. This channel is marked not for kids for a reason. We use profanity on occasion and speak on dark subjects. If your child is 16 and younger and they are watching this, very obviously, parental supervision is advised, alright? Now, where we left off. Any comments received relating to ECT are outside the scope of this rulemaking. Here is one of the number one things that ticks me off because the mainstream media continues to refuse to do its job. You have individuals who will go off not just on us but on survivors. Survivors, folks, out of the JRC because they confuse ECT with ESD. There's a major difference. First off, in regards to the use of ECT, that is used in very specific circumstances. It does have to have a request by the patient. It has to be approved on multiple levels before it is used. I know it was used sometimes in regards to certain forms of depression. I don't know all the details of what ECT is used for, but it is extremely different from ESD. ECTs are designed, those machines, to make the process as painless as humanly possible. Those who do use it are given numbing cream, medicine for after effects for when they leave the office. The doctors who conduct these do so in such a way to cause the most minimalist amount of suffering as humanly possible. The electric skin device, in particular the GED device, is designed very specifically to hurt people when it's being used. That is the whole point. The skin shock device shocks your skin. The device in question does so at just below the lethal limit. Okay? These things are not the same. And it drives me nuts when people start arguing for ECT because mainstream media can't be bothered to do their jobs properly and actually say what this device is and what it does. God, I get 10 years older every time I have to deal with that crap. We issued a final order on ECTs in 2018. Yes, they did. All right, we're going to bust this one up in two as well, folks, mainly because I'm tired. We describe and respond to the comments in this section. We have numbered each comment to help distinguish between different comments. We have grouped together similar comments under the same number, and in some cases, we have separated different issues discussed in the same comment, designated them as distinct comments for the purpose of our responses. We are trying to make the comments far more organized and making coherent sense than our final rule does. That's what I'm hearing here. Okay? You took more care to make the comments, the data, and the evidence you present to be more orderly than your own final rule statement. It could have been very clear had you named the damn device. Okay? In fact, we won't split this up. We'll go ahead and finish out. The number assigned to each comment or comment topic is purely for organizational purposes and does not signify the comment's value or importance or the order which comments were received. As most comments support this ban without raising questions or concerns, our responses primarily relate to the comments that do not support the ban. Okay, here's my thing. In 2024, we should not be sitting there feeling bad if the peanut gallery doesn't have questions or concerns when it regards to taking a child off of a torture device. Okay? But my concern is, your concern is what? What? What in the name of God could possibly make you think that taking a person off of a torture device was anything other than the 100% right thing to do? But what if this happens or this happens and you don't know? I don't know a lot of things, Karen. But there's certain things that I do know. One of those being, I don't care what the problems or the issues may be. There is 100% no excuse, none, absolutely none, zilch, nada. There is no excuse to keep a child on a device that is shocking them repeatedly at just below the lethal limit. If your argument is anything other than that, then I don't want to hear it. Okay? A lot of the questions and concerns that I've gone over in regards to these parents really comes down to this. They are afraid that if their kid gets taken off the GED device and this hellhole is finally closed down and then buried in the deepest, darkest parts of history, that they might actually have to deal with, take care of, and look after their own kid. It's not pretty, but there it is. They like what they see on the surface. They don't care if what they're seeing on the surface is an act due to fear because there is a man with a remote control that can shock them at just below the lethal limit at any given time. Okay? But what if he gets aggressive again? And what if this happens? It will be all your fault because that device stopped him from it. Jesus Christ, the hell is wrong with you? Because, yes, I've heard this argument. And I do not know the answers to all situations. For one, these are strangers. I don't exactly have access to their full functional assessments, if they even got one done in the first place. But what I do know, that no matter what the situation may be, abuse and torture is not the answer. Okay? What I'd advise a lot of these parents to do is what somebody should have advised them to do a long damn time ago. Take their kids out of their hellhole, take their responsibility of being a parent actually seriously, and go out and get that full functional assessment done and build an actual real treatment program that is actually styled in order to deal specifically with your kids' issues. Okay? I'm going to close out on that. We don't get very many views on this channel. The few that we do get do tend to get removed from time to time. So, folks, please don't forget to hit the like button, hit subscribe. Don't forget to utilize those comments. I do appreciate your time tonight. As always, folks, we here at Spilling Tea hope you have a good one. I'll see you in a few minutes.